Why should you donate to the SJS Direct Cover Kickstarter? Well, this year I'm publishing 4 high quality African American fantasy fiction titles. And all of these titles feature positive images of African American characters and they present African Americans in a positive light. The ISIS series, which features the adventures of the goddess next door, features 2 great action packed adventures. The ISIS Imitation of Life, which tells a story of what happened during the 1930s, which was considered the golden age of pulp fiction. And in that story, I show the heroism African American women had to have during this tense time of Jim Crow, discrimination in the North, and communism. And this is a story that talks about, black history, black culture, and really gives people an understanding of what went on during, again, that tense time of Jim Crow, segregation, discrimination, and what really made women in black America heroes during that period of the 1930s. And then there's Isis Bride of Dracula. Now, this is an action packed ISIS series story where the goddess next door and John Haynes team up to take on the Dark Vampire Lord. And in this story, I make every effort to present you with a positive relationship, team up really, between a black man and a black woman. And in this story, we see a black man and a black woman working together. And more importantly, we see an image of a strong, masculine black man in a story. And when I look at a lot of African American media these days, we don't see, a lot of strong, masculine males being heroes. So with the John Haynes character, I make every effort to, present that strong image of masculinity, showing you a black man who is a leader, an organizer, a man who brings people together, a man who stands up for himself, and a man with some confidence. And those are also the reasons why I want people to read John Haynes, The Man Who Rules the World, because in John Haynes, The Man Who Rules the World, we really start to see that strong image of black manhood and black masculinity. In this story, we see the John Haynes character being a leader during a crisis, bringing humans, gods, and even demons together, to take on this threat. And he's pretty much, showing how to be a man, not by being hyper masculine and tough, but by having organizational skills, diplomatic skills, social skills, interpersonal skills, courage, discipline, and character. These are the traits, intangibles of manhood I present in John Haynes, The Man Who Rules the World. This is what I believe, makes for a strong man. And I make those, character traits very prominent in both Isis Bride of Dracula and in John Haynes, The Man Who Rules the World. So in both of those stories, you're going to see a strong black male character um, who exhibits leadership traits and courage and confidence. And a lot of people have been asking me to produce, stories which feature a positive role model for black boys. And in both Isis Bride of Dracula and John Haynes, The Man Who Rules the World, I have produced what I believe is a character who would be a positive role model for young black boys and a positive role model for even young black men. So that's something that I made every effort to do with those 2 stories. And the Eastine, The Witches of Eastland story, that one is humorous and it's a lot of fun. There are a lot of laughs in that story, but it also, again, presents a positive image of an African American woman, and it presents a image of a African American woman who tries to solve problems, using diplomacy again and social skills. And yes, there's action and adventure, but there are a lot of positive images in these stories, a lot of positive messages in these stories, and I really want to expand the audience for SJS Direct titles this year. And the only way I can do that, again, is by putting a quality cover on all my books. And I really need an artist like Bill Walko to design those covers to get that positive first impression on people. Because last year, when I had the ISIS East crossover Kickstarter and that got funded, and I was able to put those two quality images on the books, um, ISIS Night of the Vampires and East Team Undercover, it had a very positive impact um, on those books when they were released. It really, a lot of readers took a chance on them. A lot of readers went out and read them. Some readers, even went out and told their friends, and other people, tried them. And when you have a positive image up front, people can look at the content inside, because some people, they judge books by their covers, and and if I have to design covers by hand and draw them, that's going to impede them. But when I have a professional designing the covers, it gives people an opportunity to, take a look at them, and they'll be more comfortable taking a look at them. And I believe that I have produced, four quality books. I believe that these books, are going to be very positive. I believe that, once you read them, you're going to enjoy them. And I believe that, you're going to get something out of reading these stories, a positive image of African Americans, an entertaining story, and, something you can share with your family. All four of the books that are part of the SJS Direct Cover Kickstarter are family friendly. The content is PG to PG-13. Um, there is no profanity. These books again are all ages. Anyone from 8 to 80 can read them. Um, I make every effort to make most of my content, family friendly, kid friendly. There's nothing in an SJS Direct book that you couldn't give an 8 or a 9-year-old. This is the type of content, it's easy to read. I've had people, from 8 to 80 read these and have no problems with them. So I make every effort, to produce quality work. Um, we're right at this point, all the pages have been laid out. The books are in their final edit. So all I need are donations to help me pay for the covers, and then these books will be ready for about publication. I'd say about April or early May, if I can get the project funded, but I can't get the project funded without your support.